Emily! I'm craving something sweet. Go to the convenience store and buy me some ice cream right now.
Huh? Excuse me?
And deliver it within 5 minutes. And make sure it's the premium brand with the red packaging. You know, the expensive one that costs like $6.
Sophie, I'm working right now, and couldn't you just go buy it yourself? You're in high school, so you can surely go to the nearby convenience store on your own.
I'm busy with college prep. Unlike a bottom-tier temp worker like you, I'm using my brain fully and need some sugar. So go get it for me right now.
What?
And even though you're working, it's just a minimum wage convenience store job, right? You can slack off a little. Should be no problem.
Wait a minute, Sophie. Me, a temp worker? A convenience store job? What do you mean by that?
Huh? What do you mean, what do I mean? I'm talking about you. Dad already told me about everything. That you'll be freeloading in our house for a whole year starting this week. That you're a washout who got laid off and now works at a convenience store. But even that wasn't enough to survive, so you came crying to my parents, right?
What?
Dad said you were pretty pathetic when you showed up at our door, begging them to take you in because you couldn't even pay rent anymore. Honestly, I don't appreciate having this decided without my input. I have college entrance exams this year, and now I have to live with a loser aunt? Do you know how much concentration I need for my studies? And now I have to deal with a desperate relative cluttering up our home. They should have just abandoned a laid-off old hag like you. Dad and Mom are too nice.
All this about my part-time job and being laid off, your dad actually explained all this to you?
That's right. He said it's about helping each other out, so I should cooperate too. Mom even said you might as well use her as a negative example. Like, seeing such a pathetic adult would motivate me to study harder. She told me your career collapsed because you never took your education seriously. That's why I need to focus on my studies now.
Oh, is that so?
But I thought that wasn't enough. So I decided you'll be both my negative example and my errand girl. It's the least you can do to repay our family's kindness, right? So anyway, go get that ice cream now. 5-minute time limit, okay? And while you're at it, pick up some snacks for my study session tonight. I need some brain food.
Rachel, we need to talk. This is enough. I can't handle being treated like a convenience store worker for a whole year. And being your daughter's negative example and errand girl? That wasn't part of our agreement for me living here, was it?
Huh? What's wrong, sis? Convenience store job? What are you talking about?
Hey, Emily, don't play dumb. You two have been giving your daughter a convenient explanation. I was laid off and now work at a convenience store? And you even told her to use me as a negative example for her studies? How can you just lie to her like this? Sophie just ordered me to buy her ice cream within 5 minutes like I'm her personal servant.
I'm sorry, sis. I really didn't mean for this to happen. I was planning to tell Sophie the truth. But then Daniel suddenly started saying you'd been laid off from work. And I just went along with it. We were going to correct it later, but it just seemed easier to let her believe that story for a while.
And as a result, I'm being ordered around by my niece. Being looked down on as a bottom-tier temp worker and being told to buy ice cream within 5 minutes. Do you know how humiliating that feels? Your daughter even called me an old hag and a washout.
What? Sophie actually said that? Oh my god, I never thought she'd speak to you that way. I'm so sorry.
It's all because of your lies. What other fake stories have you made up? It's pretty rare for a high schooler to look down on her aunt this much.
Well, we told her you were an incompetent employee who got laid off. And now you're working at a convenience store because you have to. And that you're sloppy so you don't have a penny in savings, and you're still single with no boyfriend, so you have no one to rely on. And that you came begging us to let you live here, so we're helping you out. But we never told her to be disrespectful to you like that, I swear.
But what's the reality?
It was actually Daniel who got laid off, and the reason was that he was too incompetent at his job. And he even tried to hit on a part-time employee. Before the affair could even happen, the part-timer reported him and he was immediately fired. The company was actually going to press harassment charges, but they let him off with just termination if he left quietly. We couldn't tell Sophie that her father was fired for such a disgusting reason.
Right. And it's you two who don't have a penny in savings, isn't it? Because you, as a stay-at-home mom, never properly kept track of the household budget. And what little savings you did manage to put away all disappeared by recklessly jumping into crypto without telling, right?
That's exactly right. That's why I consulted you and begged for your help. Thanks to you, we're now able to manage our living expenses. Without your monthly support, we'd be homeless by now.
Right. So after all that, this treatment seems pretty awful, don't you think? I understand it would be painful to tell Sophie the truth, but making up a convenient story and casting me as the villain? That's going too far.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Daniel was the one who started the lie. He didn't want Sophie to lose respect for him. I never thought Sophie would treat you like an errand girl. You've been so generous, paying our bills and helping us stay afloat. I know that this isn't how we should be repaying you.
If you have time to apologize, hurry up and clear this misunderstanding. Otherwise, it's going to affect your living situation.
What? We can't just keep this fake story going.
What? Do you actually think that's okay?
But it's too late to change the story now. Otherwise, we'd have to tell her the truth. But Sophie is studying for college entrance exams this year. It's a crucial time. I don't want to burden her with all this. I don't want her to know about our family crisis. She's always been so proud of her father. It would crush her to learn what really happened.
So you're asking me to continue to keep playing this terrible role? To keep being looked down on and ordered around by my niece?
I'll handle everything. Just tell me when Sophie tries to make you run errands. I'll do everything in your place. Please, just go along with it for 1 year. Once she gets into college, we can gradually tell her the truth. By then, Daniel might have a stable job again.
Fine, I'll ignore Sophie's attitude toward me, and I'll forward any errand requests directly to you. Let's see how that goes for a while, but if things get worse, I might consider moving out.
Yes, I'll make sure things don't get worse. I'll go buy Sophie that ice cream right away. And I'll talk to her about being more respectful to you without revealing our situation. Thank you so much for your understanding, sis. I don't know what we'd do without you.
Enough is enough, you bottom-feeder hag!
You're my personal errand girl, so stop using my mom. Why aren't you buying what I ask for? A servant shouldn't make my mom into your servant.
But your mom volunteered to do it herself. That's why I've just been forwarding your errand request to her.
What? Mom would never say that. Nobody in this world would voluntarily want to be someone's errand girl. Mom's been running herself ragged the past 2 months handling all these tasks.
I wonder about that.
What a shameless old woman! You're probably just using your position as the older sister to push everything onto her. First, you leech off our family, and now you're making my already stressed out mom do your tasks? How can you be so entitled, you parasite?
Parasite? I'm impressed you even know such a nasty word.
Oh, did that hit a nerve? Actually, Mom's the one who calls you that.
What did you say?
I told Mom she doesn't need to be your errand girl. She should make you buy me ice cream and snacks. And Mom said I'd like to, but the parasite might explode if provoked, and who knows what she'd do. She said you have such a bad temper that she's afraid to confront you directly.
What?
That's what they call people who leech off others to survive, right? And once a parasite attaches, they're quite troublesome. They're selfish, full of pride, and unpredictable when angry. Mom says you've always been like this, even when you were kids, taking her things and throwing tantrums when confronted.
That girl, making up nonsense again.
It's so sad that Mom has to deal with such a sister. I can't stand watching Mom suffer anymore. I've been watching how you treat her, and it's disgusting. You barely help around the house, you eat our food, use our utilities, and give nothing back. So, old lady, isn't it about time you moved out of this house?
Excuse me?
I know it was supposed to be a year-long arrangement, but I can't take it anymore. I can't live with a bottom-feeding parasite anymore. Just seeing you irritates me, and I can't stand how you're manipulating my parents. They're too kind to kick you out themselves, so I'm doing it for them. It's affecting my studies having to share a home with someone like you.
First, I'm called a parasite, and now I'm being told to leave. I can't believe this.
Dad and Mom might be nice, but I'm different. Your layoff circumstances aren't our problem, and honestly, getting laid off is your fault anyway. Good employees don't get laid off anyway. This is what happens when you don't study hard in school like I do, old lady. You brought this on yourself. Some people succeed in life and others fail. It's that simple.
I wonder about that. There can be many different circumstances and reasons behind layoffs. For example, economic downturns or global situations. Sometimes even excellent employees face unexpected challenges.
Huh? That doesn't matter. If there's an economic downturn, companies would be fighting over talented employees. You were just dead weight, so you got tossed aside. Only people with no real skills get laid off. That's what Dad always says. Which explains why you're now a convenience store worker at your age. Pretty pathetic.
That's a harsh thing to say, but that harshness will come back to bite you later.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to threaten me? I'm studying properly, and in the future, I'll be a talented employee that companies compete for. So that won't happen to me. I'm already at the top of my class. I'll get into a top university, unlike you. I'm definitely different from a bottom-tier temp like you. Life is a competition, and some people just lose. You're one of the losers.
Oh, is that so?
Just get out, bottom-feeder hag. It's pathetic that someone your age can't live without relying on her younger sister's family. Get out, parasite.
Well, give my regards to your parents.
Hurry up and move out. Dad and Mom are probably sick of you by now. Mom's too nice to say it to your face, but I know she wants you gone.
Then I won't be providing the monthly $5,000 for living expenses, your tuition, cram school fees, and other expenses anymore.
Huh?
From now on, you'll have to manage with just your beloved dad and mom. Your stay-at-home mom who can't even keep a proper budget or invest properly, and your unemployed dad who still hasn't found a new job. You'll have to support such parents.
What? Invest? Unemployed? Huh? What are you talking about?
Well, I'll hurry and pack my things. This house only has people who call their benefactors parasites, so I'd better get away from such an ungrateful household quickly. I'll be out by tonight. Good luck with your future.
Wait, Emily! What was that about just now? $5,000 a month? What are you suddenly talking about? You're the one who's been living off us!
Even if I told you, you probably wouldn't believe me. So if you're curious, ask your mom. Ask her about how all the previous stories were lies, and what the real situation of this house is.
Huh? What do you mean lies? What real situation?
Well, take care, Sophie. It'll be tough, but good luck with your exam studies. Otherwise, you won't become a talented employee and will struggle in the future.
Wait, what do you mean? I don't understand.
Ask your parents. They'll explain everything.
How could you do this to us, sis? Why did you have to tell Sophie everything? Because of you, we had to reveal everything to her. Do you know how devastated she is right now hearing all this? She's locked herself in her room and won't come out.
It would have come out sooner or later. Maybe it's better that it came out early. It must have been painful for you as a parent to keep lying to your beloved daughter, right?
This is the most painful part, having my daughter find out we have zero savings and her dad is unemployed. She looked at me like I was a stranger, like she couldn't believe her own mother would lie to her face for months. She kept asking why we lied, why we made you the villain. I just didn't know what to say to her.
Don't worry, you can rebuild if you work together as a family. This could be an opportunity for all of you to start being honest with each other. I've already signed a contract for a new place, so goodbye. I'll send movers to pick up my belongings later.
What? You're kidding, right? Are you seriously planning to move out at this timing? You can't do this to us, not now when everything's falling apart.
Of course I'm moving out. I can't live in that house anymore. Your daughter made it very clear that I'm not welcome there.
No, wait. How are we supposed to survive if you leave? You said you wouldn't give us living expenses anymore, right?
Yes, not a penny more. And let me tell you, I won't be sending you allowances either.
You're joking. No allowances either? How will we pay our bills? The mortgage is already 2 months behind.
I don't have money to send to an insolent niece and self-centered sister and brother-in-law. I tried to be understanding, even when I was being treated horribly. There's a limit to my patience.
Don't say that and come back, sis. Daniel still hasn't found a job. Please, don't talk about leaving. Let's reconsider. Sophie was just confused because of the lies we told her. She didn't mean those things she said. She's just a child who doesn't understand adult problems. You've always been hopeless with housework, so living alone will be tough. If you stay here, I'll do all the housework as a housewife.
Yes, that was a big help. I was busy preparing to launch my business after quitting my corporate job. But thanks to you, it's already on track. If all goes well, I should be able to hire a few people to reduce my workload. And for the housework I'm not good at, I've already contracted a housekeeper. So your services are no longer required.
Huh?
I'm completely fine on my own.
No way.
Well then, I'll be going now. I'll be busy for a while, so don't contact me. Handle your family situation within your family.
That's impossible now. I've even dipped into my daughter's education funds. Without your help, we can't survive anymore.
Wait, what do you mean you used her education funds?
We were saving Sophie's college funds in a separate account. We also had education insurance and other savings. But Daniel secretly canceled them and used the money for gambling.
What?
He was stressed and gave in. Of course I scolded him right away, but... Well, I thought just once wouldn't hurt, so I started too, and then both of us got hooked.
What? So all of her education funds were blown on your gambling habit?
That's right. We couldn't stop because of the stress. So please, sis, we'll manage our living expenses somehow. But please help with Sophie's education at least. She's a bright girl who deserves a chance at college. Don't punish her for our mistakes.
Absolutely not. I can already see a future where it just ends up in the hands of gambling-addicted parents.
We won't do that anymore. We'll never gamble again.
Let me ask you something. Where are you right now?
Huh?
After confessing everything to your daughter, facing that embarrassment, where are you now?
At the gambling parlor. Being at home with Sophie's judgmental stares was too much to bear. I just needed a distraction for an hour or two. The stress was unbearable.
What a textbook gambling addict. I definitely can't give money to a sister and brother-in-law like you. I feel bad for Sophie, but she'll have to give up on college.
No!
You have no right to be shocked, you terrible parent. Being just a stay-at-home mom and start working a bit yourself. Take responsibility for once in your life instead of relying on others to bail you out.
Please don't abandon us. Sophie will hate me forever if she can't go to college.
That's between you and her. I'm done enabling this dysfunctional family.
How could you, Emily? Abandoning your sister's family in this situation and moving out. After Mom and Dad explained everything to me, I understand now.
Excuse me, but weren't you the one who kicked me out? Weren't you the one who called me a parasite and a bottom feeder?
But I didn't know anything. I had no idea you were supporting us. I thought you were the one who needed help. That's what Mom and Dad told me. Please, Emily, come back home. Dad, our breadwinner, has been laid off, and our family finances are in big trouble. Mom just told me everything, how they've been lying to me for months, how they've been living off your money while pretending to help you. You've successfully started your business and are making good money, right? Can't you help us a little?
Your family's layoff circumstances aren't my problem. And isn't getting laid off the employee's fault? Isn't that what you told me, Sophie?
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I didn't understand how complicated these things are.
If your breadwinner dad had been a talented employee, he wouldn't have ended up like this, would he? I do feel sorry for you, but if you want to blame someone, blame your deadweight father. No, worse than deadweight. He's the lowest, trying to hit on young women when he has a family. What a terrible man.
That's certainly Dad's fault, but I'm sure he had his reasons. Maybe work was so tough that he was driven crazy with stress. That's how he ended up making a mistake.
Oh my, I thought layoff circumstances didn't matter, regardless of reason. Economic downturns and unavoidable circumstances don't matter. It's just about whether you're dead weight or not, right? Study hard and do well on your exams so you don't become like that. Isn't it wonderful that your father has become a negative example for you?
That's not wonderful, it's the worst. How can I concentrate on studying in this situation? And there's no point in studying hard if I don't have money for college. Please, Emily, at least cover my college expenses. Otherwise, I'll have to give up on higher education. I've always dreamed of going to university. I've been working so hard for the entrance exams.
Then why don't you just give up?
Huh?
Right now, you're like a parasite trying to leech off me. You wouldn't want to live like such a bottom feeder, would you?
Parasite is harsh. How can you say that to your cute niece? I know I was terrible to you before, but that was because I didn't know the truth. I would never have said those things if Mom and Dad hadn't lied to me.
It's impressive you can complain about harshness. Don't use words on others that hurt when they're used on you. You judged me without knowing my circumstances. You treated me like garbage based on assumption.
That's... You're right. I was awful to you. I'm truly sorry. I was arrogant and cruel. I looked down on you without knowing anything. But please don't punish me for my parents' lies and my own ignorance. I really need to go to college.
The most terrible thing is your attitude all this time. If you understand, don't contact me again. I heard that my sister and her husband frantically started looking for work. Daniel got a job at a nearby factory, and Rachel started working at the local supermarket. However, since they prioritized finding work quickly over salary or benefits, their pay is quite low, just enough to get by. Not only did they blow their savings on gambling, but they also racked up several $1,000s in debt, so now the three of them are living on a ramen noodle budget to pay it back. As for Sophie, she had to give up on college and now works at a convenience store after school to help with the family finances. But she's surprisingly slow and constantly gets scolded by both the manager and customers. Becoming a talented employee seems to be much harder than she imagined. Now she reportedly cries heavily every day, saying, "I don't want to work anymore," and is gradually becoming a shut-in.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.